fine way to start to get the home crowd involved once more. They had 2 gold medals yesterday, Malaysia, as did the Philippines, and 1 to Vietnam. Thailand and Indonesia picked up some silver and bronze. And here is the schedule for today. Vault, parallel bars and high bar for the men. It's the beam and floor for the women. So 5 finals, 5 sets of medals, and gymnasts eagerly awaiting their chance to have a moment of glory at these 29th Southeast Asian Games. The men's vault. Vietnam's Lee Tan Tung is the leading qualifier. 2 athletes from Vietnam, 2 from Malaysia, 2 from Indonesia, plus 1 each from Thailand and the Philippines will be in our first final.
This is Kuala Lumpur 2017.
Well, before the games can really begin, we've got to get the judges in. And those chairs await our difficulty and execution judging panels. The apparatus stands ready to receive these adventurous, high-risk taking gymnasts. Goodness, the vault these days. I wonder how they get through 2.5 somersaults, some of them, and land it. It's very difficult to transfer the speed along the runway into a vertical takeoff. It allows the gymnast to land without taking too many steps, if any, if possible. So they move through the finals in traditional order. Vaults and parallel bars and high bar for the men, having already done floor, pommels and rings.
A very good morning to all our distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is our pleasure to welcome you to the 29th SEA Games 21-7 for the Women's Artistic Gymnastics Apparatus Final for balance beam and floor exercise, and the Men Artistic Gymnastics Apparatus Final for vault, parallel bars, and high bar. Respected guests, ladies and gentlemen, as the competition will be starting soon, please take your seats. Kindly ensure the flashlight on your camera and mobile phone is switched off throughout the competition. Makluman kepada semua penonton, Anda adalah dilarang sama sekali dari menggunakan pemancar cahaya atau flashlight semasa merakam video atau mengambil gambar kerana ia akan mengganggu tempuan para atlet yang bertanding pada hari ini. Sekian, terima kasih. Ladies and gentlemen, announcing the marching in of our distinguished judges for this morning's Apparatus Final.
presentation of artistic gymnastics at the top level that the judges are fully acknowledged. The great job that they do. Wish them a good competition and smooth, trouble-free judging. Gymnasts will try and land, if possible, on that centre of those three lines and not outside the two outer ones. Deductions for that.
The technical delegate from the FIG for MAG is Mr. Jeff Thompson from Canada. For vote, the D1 judge is Mr. Gan Chai San from Singapore. D2 judge is Mr. Anuchit Hei Sungnan from Thailand. E1 judge is Mr. Huang Geng from Vietnam. E2 judge is Mr. Reyes Lauro Cabado from Philippines. E3 judge is Mr. Francis Loh Sung Pak from Malaysia. E4 judge is Mr. Agus Darmawan from Indonesia. Line judge is Mr. Lam Wan Fong from Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, announcing the marching in of the gymnasts for today's men artistic gymnastic apparatus final vote competition.
There's a limit of 2 gymnasts from each country in the final. Vietnam's performance in qualifying for vault was very strong. They had 3 in the top 4, but only 2 of those 3 are allowed into the 8 in the final. So Dang Nam and Lee Tan Tung will be the representatives from Vietnam. They'll actually be up first.
Introducing the gymnasts competing in the vault apparatus final. The gymnasts are Dang Nam from Vietnam, Lê Thanh Tung from Vietnam, Thikampon Sorintonta from Thailand, Kapelan Raylan Yuson from Philippines, begins. Thank you.
Indonesia's Agus Adi Prayoko, who will, according to my schedule, be vaulting last, is a good possibility for a medal here, having qualified second, splitting the 2 Vietnamese competitors, Tung and Nam. So the start list looks this way. To have flipped the order that they issued yesterday. That's all right. We'll just follow the bouncing ball, as they say. And the gymnast will perform, excuse me, will perform 2 vaults. And it is Dang Nam to go first. As vaults in qualifying were a 13.25 and a 14.3. First vault with a lower difficulty score of 4.8 in qualifying. Dungnam was gold medalist on rings yesterday. Let's see what he can do on vault. He's already had a good competition. First competitor on his way, men's vault final. And that's an untidy landing. He drew a gasp from the crowd for the height and distance with the vault, but he claps his hands in disappointment. Couldn't control the landing here. Multiple twists do tend to take the gymnast offline. Very hard to control the alignment. I mentioned at the top that the ideal landing area is between the two extreme lines and preferably on the middle line. The landing area does increase in size the further from the vault you go. Those lines are created at an angle, so that the more distance you achieve, the more generous the landing area. Later in the session we'll have men's and women's finals happening concurrently. So the difficulty was a 5.2 there. And believe it or not, he's got a more difficult vault to come. Oh no, he hasn't. He's got a 4.8 for his second one, but it looks as though he's put his second vault first today. Depending on what he does with his next one, he may have a third vault in the cupboard. Can you have a vault in the cupboard? I think you know what I mean. Generally they practice two, but they might have others that they can bring to the competition. It all happens very quickly. So little time to adjust in the air. Double front. In the tuck position. Thanks the crowd. And he's a bit annoyed that he didn't do it as well as he can do. So he was obviously able to nail those in training. Tremendous height, and again he's just stepped outside the V with that right foot, and a look of pain on his face. It's more disappointment, I think, than injury. He looks okay. Looks a picture of fitness, doesn't he? They all do. And a 14.3. That difficulty was 5.2 also. He stepped up the difficulty. It does seem that we will get the Vietnamese competitors. That is not Prayoko, that is Lee Tan Tung, judging by his competition number. That's it. Lee Tantung. So the order that we had on screen before was not correct. So I think I do have the right one in front of me. That's reassuring. So Lee Tantung, top qualifier, with vaults of 14.6 and 14.4. Following the pre-flight from the springboard to the vault, the gymnast has got to demonstrate a lift in his body height off the vault. So he must get some elevation. Then execute in the air and hopefully land well. Much easier to say than do. Everybody ready? I think so. Green flag. Lee Tantung. Using almost all of the 25-meter runway. Oh, he's landed that well. Minor hop on landing, taking him to the edge of the V. He kept it more in line than his teammate Dang Nam. Two and a half twists. And he just about got it around. Whether he gets full value for the twists, it's up to the judges to decide. We're a few degrees short. There's a little bit of allowance there, it seems. But if it's a really noticeable lack of full rotation, there'll be an execution deduction. Get the full value for the difficulty. So he's not allowed to do his second vault until the score is up for the first. He had very high execution scores in qualifying. It's a 14.4 for his first, and 8.9 for execution. His execution scores in qualifying were 9 and 9.2. So he really did set a high level in qualifying. That's why he was the number one. Here he goes with his second vault. Lee Tantung. Oh, even better, sticks the landing. Oh, that's hard to do. Did not move. He likes it. Two twists, and that was one impressive landing right in the center, fully controlled. I suppose really it's 1 3/4 twists, because there's a quarter twist or a half twist almost on launch between the springboard and the vault. It was very impressively done, though. That gives the judges a great impression. To be able to stick the landing, it's so important. have to wait a little bit longer for their competitors. They're up 5th and 6th. 14-5 for the second attempt. So Tikumpon Suintunta, first vault. No, doesn't land it. In fact, his feet only just hit the mat, just ahead of contact sitting down, so that's, at least he'll get some value for it. I've deemed it incomplete if the backside hit the mat first. Yes, he got through the twists, but not the tumbling. So he's really rotating around a couple of axes, and he got one going but not the other. And 13-1-5, so down on execution obviously. Ready for his second vault though. Must forget what's just happened with the first and give 100% focus to the next. Tikumpon Suintunta. Oh, that was a really dangerous moment because he nearly landed head first. So I'm really quite concerned about what he's attempting here. He doesn't seem to have these vaults safely negotiated or trained. What's the landing here? My goodness, that could be a disaster if he'd landed more fully on his head. You see, hands down, head down, and I'm wondering what he'll get for this vault. If the judges view that he hit the mat with his head first, that's a serious issue. Not just for his safety, but for scoring. I do not like to see that. And he's attempting something that maybe he can't do. Capellan, gold medalist on floor yesterday. Suintunta posed the judges a real problem here, trying to establish the credibility of what we've just seen. Event. I don't think we're going to see Tikumpon amongst the medals. He's had a couple of bad falls. And the Vietnamese competitors pretty solid up front, the first two. They did qualify first and third. Now it's being patient. We've got Capellan from the Philippines next to go, and then the two Malaysian gymnasts, and then two from Indonesia. It's a slow old opening final. We had a share of drama here. And a 0.3 penalty. 12-1 is the score. So that's marked him well down. He's more than a couple of points behind Lee Tantong, for example. Now the runway's clear for our floor gold medalist, Darren Capellan. He's ready. Must be full of confidence after his performance yesterday. Plans that pretty well. I'm just thinking as he's flashing down the runway, he's got a fair amount of tape. Wrists, shoulder, left knee. Held together with sticking tape. Sticky tape you sometimes say, but in this case, elastoplast. He's landed that smack in the middle. He was 7th highest qualifier. Vaults of 13.55 and 13.15. Had a 0.3 deduction on his second vault. Waiting for a score for his first. It should be pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised if he beats his qualifying scores. 13.5, so here we are, 14.35. He has. And suddenly, he's in contention. What's he got for his second vault? Capellan on his way. Oh, did well to fight through and not put his hands down. He was a bit short on landing. Now the Malaysian fans get excited with their two competitors up next. This is the second vault from Philippines' Capellan. Right foot did step out of the V. Second vault needs to be different to the first. Saw a different number of twists, I think, from Capellan, Rowland. So he had a 14.35 with his first. And 13.6 for his second. Overall. Ahmed Abdul Hazm bin Othman. Oh, steps off the mat, unfortunately, does bin Othman. A grimace. He's let a few tenths go there with the landing. See where the alignment went wrong. Just really took off on that angle. Took him off to his right. That's the hard thing to control about twisting elements in tumbling in gymnastics. It tends to spear you offline. A good gymnast can control that. All the very good ones. As Notman, second vault to come. Penalty and a 13.65. There's 2 vaults in qualifying with 13.45 and 12.85 for a combined 13.15. Second vault for Ben Ottman. Oh, he's landed it. He's may have had contact with the mat. And you're going to try and keep only your feet having contact with the mat. And sometimes call this one the derriere deduction if the backside comes in contact and he stepped back heavily. 2.5 somersaults. No wonder it's hard to control. If you had the half rotation and going from the springboard to the vault, it's 3. So a 13.4 for his second vault. Now Azroy bin Jafar. Sixth highest qualifier with a combined 13.4. He had a 13.7 and a 13.1. Oh, good vault. Doesn't need a lot of the runway. I think he only took about 12 steps there. Still really accelerating when he hits the springboard. See how short he was on the runway with the takeoff. 1.5 twists and well landed. Kept it very central. Could get him close to 14. Azroy Amirul bin Jafar on a 13.75. 4.8 the difficulty. And the Vietnamese boys with D scores of well over 5. So that's the difference. He's got very good execution, Azroy, but you can only do well what you can do. You're attempting something you can't. Oh, that's a sloppy finish. He gave you the last second impression that he almost bailed out of that a little bit to protect himself. And their spatial awareness is amazing. If they know it's not going right, then option 2 is to make sure you don't hurt yourself. And he was looking for the mat with his hand quite early. He knew it was way short. And not just a gymnast, but an escapologist. He was in trouble there, and he's got out of it. Unfortunately, hand down and not in line with the vault. So it's going to suffer a little there with execution. Not going to see a medal today for Azroy. That's the disappointment of the Malaysian crowd. With a 0.3 penalty. It was a higher difficulty. Mohamed Apparatus of Indonesia, 5th highest qualifier, with vaults of 13.75 and 13.3. Brazil on his way. Just 2 to come. Well, he again fought that out pretty well. I think he did keep his left hand off the mat. Judges just get one look at it. Double back in the pike position. The knees weren't particularly straight, so there's an area there for the judges to consider his leg form. It was something between a tuck and pike. Looking at the Vietnamese gymnasts and Capellan perhaps from Philippines as our leading contenders. 13.85. Well, that's a higher score than either of his qualifying vaults. Mohamed Apparatus. Second vault to come, and then we just have Agus Prayoko, also of Indonesia, second highest qualifier. Well done. He likes it. Small issue with the alignment, but he's pleased to have completed his 2 vaults safely. And the second one pretty impressive execution-wise. Twists in there. Ends up facing back up the runway. Prayoko and his coach just making sure the springboard is exactly where he wants it. That dipping, sloping front to the vault apparatus these days makes it significantly safer to approach. The gymnasts can make it as dangerous as they like in terms of what they try to do in the air, but at least the apparatus itself is a safer looking apparatus than earlier versions. .5 for the second vault for Apparatus. He's a chance here. Second highest qualifier. Vaults of 14.4 and 14.25. Indonesia looking for something out of this man. First vault, Agusti Prayoko. Well, that landing was a little bit heavy and not a huge distance in the post flight. Execution otherwise solid. Just didn't land a long way from the vault. I can see the body shaking on landing. He was a bit stiff in the legs. He certainly maintained a better pike position through the air. And perhaps his teammate Mohamed Aprazal. So to contend here, he needs 2 vaults in the 14s. Prayoko. 14.65. Oh, he's 9.05 for execution. We got a new potential leader here. Just depends on his second vault and its difficulty. Prayoko, he's really vaulting for gold here. Round off vault. Oh, and he's pretty much nailed that one. A step forward on landing. And he could shock the favourite pair from Vietnam, Lee Tan Tung and Dang Nam. Prayoko has really stepped up. So round off onto the springboard. So Yushchenko vault. And he's done it well. Double twist after the vault. So this is super vaulting from Prayoko. So if he can get into the mid-14s, we could have a winner here. He acknowledges the opposition. This is a great thing about the camaraderie in gymnastics. His teammate especially pleased for him, Aprazal. Goes along the line. And a 14.05. Oh, this is going to make it tight. Don't think that's quite good enough to catch Lee Tan Tung. Had a little bit of an issue with on-screen graphics to confirm placings. I hope we get them, and I can't guarantee that we will. Crowd's been well entertained with this first final, and there are 4 to come. 2 for the women, 2 for the men. Crowd in at MyTech, the Malaysian International Trade and Exhibition Centre. Crowd too wants to know for sure who's won this. Looks to be between Vietnam and Indonesia. I think Lee Tan Tung, his 2 consistent vaults of 14.4 and 14.5, providing that is officially approved, should be good enough to see him through. Prayoko 14.65 and 14.05. That's going to be around 14.3, isn't it? That's just short of Lee Tan Tung, but I don't have it officially. our next two finals, which will be run concurrently. Just a quick recap though of some great vaulting. This is Dung Nam, who led the field away. Front 2.5 tucked to try and keep the knees close to being together. And Dung Nam's teammate Lee Tan Tung, leading qualifier, aiming for a couple of vaults in the mid-14s, and he was able to do that. The second vault especially impressive. It was worth a 14.5. Then we saw Tikampon Surintonta of Thailand. And unfortunately had a couple of heavy landings and scores in a low 13 and a low 12 for that second one, where a dangerous landing really. He hasn't mastered that vault. Perhaps he does it better in training. Talan Raylan Yusan. He was a gold medalist on floor, and looking for a medal on vault as well. And he had a 14.35 and a 13.6, so not far behind Lee Tan Tung. Malaysia's Muhammad Abdul Azim bin Othman. With 2 vaults in the mid-13s. Just alignment the issue with that one. He was followed by his Malaysian teammate Azroy Aniral bin Jaffa. 13.75 and a 12.9 for Azroy. And that was his 13.75 vault. Good one. Looked like he might have contended, but his second vault let him down a little. Two Indonesian competitors to round out the field. Going 7th was Muhammad Aprizal. 13.85 and 13.5 for him. And he's pretty pleased with those vaults. And then we had Indonesia's Agus Adi Prayoko. Had a huge first vault, 14.65. And 14.05 for his second. So 2 vaults in the 14s to put himself in contention. And I think we should see him on the podium, but we need official confirmation of what place. Two more finals to come shortly. Stay with us.
Timor divers from Great Britain. The two judges is Miss Su Sekong from Malaysia. The one judge is Miss Tracy Holmes from Australia. The two judge is Miss Kano Pras Tatikompan from Thailand. The three judge is Miss Lindsay Jane Ho from Philippines. The four judge is Miss Lim Kim Wei from Singapore. The five judge is Miss Rubiana from Indonesia. The sixth judge is Miss Wei T. Howard from Vietnam. Thai judges are Miss Nurul Fatihah from Malaysia and Miss Francisca Jaruni from Indonesia. For MAG, for parallel bars, the D1 judge is Miss Nguyen Le from Vietnam. The two judge is Mr. Lim Dong Yi from Malaysia. The one judge is Mr. Agus Narawan from Indonesia. The two judge is Mr. Tongko Ihaya Asmo from Thailand. The three judge is Mr. Gabriel Gazi from Singapore. The fourth and five judge is Mr. Jackie Shi Yun from Taiwan. Ladies and gentlemen, announcing the match game of the Gymnastics for today's WAG Apparatus Final Parallel Team and MAG Apparatus Final for Parallel Bars.
In come the finalists for parallel bars for the men and the beam for the women. So these finals will happen side by side. Double the entertainment for the crowd and for you at home. We should be able to alternate between two apparatus. Two athletes from Malaysia, two from Indonesia, two from Singapore, plus the Philippines and Vietnam represented in the beam final. And the top qualifiers are from Indonesia and Malaysia, Rifta Bafana Lutfi and Tracy Ang, both in the mid-13s, and on qualifying scores you'd have to expect they'll do well again today. And for the men on parallel bars, Malaysia again with two in, also Vietnam, Thailand, Singapore also represented, Thailand with two, and Timothy Tate, Kai Cheng as our first Singapore finalist today. Tan Ingyue and Tracy Ang getting the locals excited about Malaysia's chances. Zheng Qian and Nadine Nathan also from Singapore. So the field bookended by two athletes from Malaysia. Singapore's Timothy Tay Kai Chang will go up 6th. Malaysian athletes up first on beam. Tan Ingue and Tracy Ang. That is the start list for you for the P-bars. Kim Phuong Tan of Vietnam, who will be last to perform, is the highest qualifier, so we might be saving the best till last. We'll see. He was the only athlete to post a score in the 15s. Zulbarin of Malaysia up first. He was 8th qualifier, 13.05. Due to the 2 per country rule. See, Vietnam had 3. Well, in fact, they had the top 4 qualifiers, Vietnam, on P-bars. They're so strong on this apparatus. But unfortunately, Lee Tan Tung and Tran Din Vuong miss out. Zulbarin of Malaysia, though, to get us underway on P-bars. Looking for good body lines, changes of direction, working inside and outside the bars. And a struggle pushing through to handstand and then a walk along the bars. So 2 issues there early on for Zulbarin. That's better. And the dismount is very good. It's a shorter routine. D-score of 4.2 in qualifying, and that's compares with scores in the 5s and even a 6 from some other athletes. Let's go straight across to beam though. Tan Ingue. Fifth qualifier. The leaps and turns more prominent for those gymnasts that are suited to them. So they must complete certain compulsory elements. Front foot with half turn and then combining it well. Good connection value there. Another difficult leap. Seconds maximum. And another well-connected pair of skills. And a double spin. Well done. Difficult to control. Leg lift on the second spin. Excuse me. And a dismount. Very close to the end of the beam with the feet. But that was a high quality routine. A good start. Tan Ingue. 12-1 across some P-bars for Bahrain. Now, Tin Phuong Tan. Working well. Top qualifier. moving gracefully, expansively to the end of the apparatus. He's a master. So graceful, so powerful, exquisite timing. Long hold on the handstand as he gets set for the dismount. That is quality. Din Phuong Tan. Slip it back across to beam. Second of the Malaysian competitors will be Tracy Ang, who was the second highest qualifier. Seen a very good start to this beam competition from Tan Ing Yue. Confidence won't have been hurt by the bright start made by a teammate. That's good for Malaysia, but this is now an individual event. They've had the team competition. Looked a good series until she stepped off. It seemed to be in control, but the balance wasn't there. She's encouraged as she gets back on immediately. 0.5 deduction for coming off. Had 30 seconds to remount the beam, but she was up quickly. And she's off again. And the double spin brings her undone. And Tracy Ang's medal chances slipped away. Two good jumps, well connected immediately. The second one following the first. And a very orderly dismount, but unfortunately coming off twice, she loses a point. 13.55 for Din Phuong. I'm surprised by the discrepancy between his qualifying score and his competition score. Din Phuong Phan. Muhammad Saputra now, Indonesia. Excellent position on the handstand, just a minor adjustment. Had to lock the elbows out. The second attempt, and the dismount though is very good. Fine effort from Saputra. Back across the beam. So ready to go with our third competitor, Caitlin de Guzman. Tracy Ang, a lowly 10, unfortunately. On beam. Haven't seen the score yet for Tan Ing Yue, but it was good. Caitlin de Guzman, gold medalist on floor. Back handspring, back flip. It's a frequent, popular combination. Now the front flip and just struggling with the balance, but she stays up. Wolf jump. Sorry, sheep jump, that one. They've named a few of the moves after animals. It's the wolf. It's more in front. Imagine the way sheep kick their legs out behind them. I guess that's where they got it from. There's the wolf jump. Dismount. Well done. So Caitlin de Guzman is in a mood to pick up medals. Saputra, a 12.6. So a full point behind Din Phuong Tan, almost. 0.95. Second of the Vietnamese competitors now, Pham Phuoc Hong. $13.65 to beat. At a 14.6 in qualifying, so he's got it in him. I think that Din Phuong Tan must have left something out of his routine to have been so far down on his qualifying score. 1.5 marks. I guess the judges are taking a much tougher view in the final. Pham Phuoc Hong going well. So confident. No wobbles, no shakes, no extra effort getting up to a very still handstand. Dismount to come. And gets it. You can see why Vietnam had the top 4 scores on parallel bars. And a 12.3 for de Guzman. See how that holds up. Next, Rifta Afanalutfi. Gasp from the crowd. Front flip and then a couple of jumps. She's a smooth worker. Back handstring, back flip. Then that popular combination. Oh, another good combination. She's really picking up some connection bonuses here. Lutfi picked up a silver medal at the vault yesterday. And bronze on uneven bars. Can she add another on the beam? Dismount, no problem. And she stayed up, avoiding those serious deductions. 14.15 for Pham. He's the new leader. Natapong Edwong of Thailand. We've got Vietnam first and second at the moment on P-bars. Just will have seen that. Execution is actually, from a judging point of view, all about deductions. They generously give you 10 to start with and then start taking off tenths as they see incomplete or imperfect moves. And awaiting the score for Rifta Efenalithfi, Indonesia. Teammate Taza Davira will be next to go. I had a 12-3 from De Guzman. Taza Miranda Davira is up and going. Front flip, a good one. Set for the back series now. Oh, she was supposed to connect that to something and couldn't do it. She'd lost her balance, and rather than try something offline, half turn in the leap. Just came stepping forward. Second jump to 1 foot landing. And a look of disappointment really on the face of Taza Miranda Davira. She left a bit out there. 13.05 for Natapong Edwong. Now, Singapore's Timothy Tay Kai Cheng. Real stalwart of Singapore Gymnastics. Comes in as the last qualifier for this final. He's actually had the 10th highest score, but had to remove 2 of the 4 Vietnamese potential qualifiers due to the 2 per country rule. Good strong hold from Timothy. Now up to a well-held handstand. Dismount. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, that's a shame. He'd done some good work up there. $10.575 for Davira. Trong Khan Van, the next competitor from Vietnam on beam. She qualified 6th with a 12.1. Well connected jumps. Oh, that's a most unusual and unfortunate error. She doesn't realise she was right at the end of the beam. I've almost never seen that. Under no pressure, she's just missed the end of the beam. Quite extraordinary. That is a real confidence sapper. Anyway, she finished it well. You can bet she might almost have never have done that in competition before. Timothy Tay, 7.55. The difficulty was low, unfortunately. Jamon Promani of Thailand. Seventh qualifier with a 13.35. 13.35 would put him into bronze medal position at the moment, with one to come. Jeremiah Liu of Malaysia will be last up. Really good extension. Lovely amplitude with his throws. And sticks the dismount. So he might get something in the 13s. Judges are a little less generous today. An 11.65 for Trong. Just missing a couple of scores to tell you out of beam, so it's hard to confirm the positions for you. Seng Chian, Singapore. Well, I've got two Singapore athletes to finish off the beam. Zheng was the 8th qualifier into the beam final. A score of 11.6. Judge would be looking for a little more amplitude on the leaps and jumps. Did well to try to disguise that little loss of balance there, and off she comes smoothly. So it's a good routine for the difficulty that she had. Zheng Qian. After the score for Promani, for Thailand on parallel bars, and a 13.85. That's good enough for second at the moment. So Promani is guaranteed a medal because we only have Jeremiah Liu to go. Promani sitting in second spot. Jeremiah Liu is the 5th highest qualifier. Probably can't catch Palm Phuoc. Malaysian fans hope he might. Needs over 14 for a surprise gold. Just remembering that the Vietnam team absolutely blitzed the qualifying for P-bars, posting the top 4 scores. At the moment, Vietnam first and third, split by a promenade of Thailand. Small step back on landing, but it was a good bars routine from Jeremiah Liu. .375 for Yang Chian. Now, it'll be Nathan. Eighth qualifier. She became seventh with Indonesia having three in the top four, so one had to drop out due to the 2 per country rule. Back handspring, back foot. She qualified with an 11.9. Nathan getting plenty of encouragement. It's the dismount still to come in her beam routine. Good finish. Sometimes get real surprise results. There's Jeremiah Liu's 13.4. So that's just going to leave him out of the medals. So it's going to be Vietnam first and third there. And Promenade looks like he's got second on bars for Thailand. Looking for our last beam score for Nathan of Singapore. Unfortunately, we didn't have official scores for Nathana Lutfi or Tan Ing Yue, so it's difficult to tell you how this is going to be settled for sure. 12-3 for de Guzman of Philippines is the best score we saw. 11.85 for Nadine Nathan. So that concludes both the beam and P-bars. Another look at some of the action from the beam final. Tan Ing Yue gave us a good routine to kick things off. Double spin, particularly impressive. problems for Tracy Ang, stepping off twice, and she ended up with a low score for her of just 10. There weren't too many problems for the diminutive Caitlin de Guzman of the Philippines. Rifta Irfan Lutfi, also a clean routine from her. Full twist forward for Irfan Lutfi. Taza Devira. Had to step off and she lost a line. Anxious look on her face in the second half of the routine after that fall. Trungkan Van, pretty solid routine. Oh, just landing that with strong toes, but then she stepped off. Just realised how close she was to the end of the beam. Ended up in 11.65. Zheng Qian, Singapore, and 11.375 for Zheng. And the last competitor was Nadine Nathan, also of Singapore. Good 11.85 from her. Balance issue there, but overall this was a clean routine. 1 1/4 turns and a very good dismount. Still 2 finals to come. The high bar for men, always exciting, and the floor for the women. Just a quick recap of action on P-bars. Zulbaran bin Madazri of Malaysia was up first. 12-1 was his score. Very good dismount. Din Fong Tan would have been the favourite coming into this event as the top qualifier. The only man to qualify with a score in the 15s. It was a 15.15, but judges didn't like something in here. They pulled him back to a 13.65. So he lost 1.5 marks somewhere between qualifying and final. Indonesia's Muhammad Trisupatra did a good job. 12.6 though. Well adrift of the leaders. Just have to straighten out the handstand there and then straight into the dismount, which on the time was a good one. Well, Pam Kwok Hong sensed a chance here. His teammate and favourite hadn't lived up to expectations, so the door was ajar and he crashed through, posting a 14.15. We're going to win it by 0.3 according to our scores. Natapong Idwong, just a little bit sloppy at times in his work. And to regrasp the bars. 13.05 for him. Routine for Timothy Tay Kaicheng of Singapore didn't go quite as planned. Started okay and then it became a bit of a battle late in the routine, particularly with the dismount, as you can see. And it ended up a 7.55 for Timothy. Not worried. Jamon Promani. Jamon was the 7th qualifier with a 13.35. Well, he found another half a mark to push himself up into 2nd position with a great routine. And this should be a medal for Thailand when the results are confirmed. And a 13.85. 0.3 behind Pam for Hong. Then we had Jeremiah Liu of Malaysia. Very smooth worker on bars. Wanted something in the high 13s. Was never really going to challenge Pam Fok Hong. But unfortunately he'd finished just out of the medals with a 13.4. Shortly, we'll have another 2 finals for you. There is a confirmation of the result. It was Vietnam 1st and 2nd, and Promani 3rd. Same confirmation for you on beam. I'm not sure if we're going to get it. Judges are making their way in for our last 2 finals in this session. Men's high bar, women's floor. athletes are on their way for our two finals. Women's floor, men's horizontal or high bar. I prefer to call it the high bar because it sure looks high from where the boys do the work, and it would certainly be funny if it wasn't horizontal, so let's go with high bar. Indonesia's Rifta Lutfi will lead us off on floor. She was the 7th qualifier. Athletes from Thailand, Singapore, Malaysia and Philippines as well. Raveen Nathan and Zheng Qian, Singapore, will go up 3rd and 4th. High bar represented, we have Thailand, Vietnam, Malaysia, Philippines. So Indonesia's Feris Wiliodak. Tidaporn Kantara, Nadine Nathan, as we go through the field on floor. Crowd favourite is Farah Ann Abdul Hadi. Malaysia has the top 2 qualifiers in the high bar on floor. Top qualifier is Tan Ing Yue of Malaysia, and also Farah Ann Abdul Hadi. So Malaysia well positioned here to claim some medals. Start list for the men, led off by Indonesia's I don't think that's the right order. We've got Tikomporn Suntonta leading us off, and that is what it will be. So again, on screen we're getting a variation to the official start list that comes out on a piece of paper. A bit old school, like that. Turns out it's right. It will be Tikomporn Suntonta who will go first on high bar. Must acknowledge the judges, which of course is done with due respect. Qualified with a 12.85 as the high bar final gets underway, and the crowd gasps at the first release. Good clean in-bar work, and again great power and flexibility. Just slightly overworking that move. Dismount to come, winding up. Plenty of momentum here and G-forces at work. And a great start to the high bar final from Tikampon Surintonta. It really is a crowd favourite. Understandably, it's quite dramatic. Looks so risky up there. Rifta Afanalutfi. Silver and a bronze. Great height generated this first pass. So the choreography has got to speak to the music, as well as these tumbling passes. Like a twist into a front tuck. Very clean double back. A well choreographed finish. She's very strong in the dance aspect of floor routine. She's good to watch, Rifta Afanalutfi. Surintonta, Thailand. Next, Lee Tan Tung of Vietnam. Tan Tung was third qualifier with a 13-1. Speed grip changes of direction. At greater value if connect to a second release or another difficult manoeuvre out of the release and catch. Make an impression with the dismount. He will. It's well done. Small step on landing. But Lee Tan Tung. There we are. Tikaphon Kantara. And she's to go now. I think we were hoping to see a score there for Afanalutfi, but it didn't happen. Anyway, Kantara has begun. Double pike back to start. 7.5 was the qualifying score for Kantara. Change of rhythm. This perhaps is a quite popular tune for the gymnasts to choose over the last couple of years. I've seen it in rhythmic and artistic gymnastics. Certainly an unusual mix of it though. Kantara coming up with the last pass. Steps out of it neatly.
Maklumat kepada semua penonton, Anda adalah dilarang sama sekali dari menggunakan pemancar cahaya atau flashlight.
Chao Jianrong, second highest qualifier, trying to milk the crowd a little bit, saying, "Get behind me." Really hoping to make the most of his best apparatus here. Chao Jianrong. Did see him in the rings final. Where he finished 5th. This is his chance. It's the last apparatus final for men's artistic. He looks like he means business. Acknowledges some fans in the crowd. Can't go yet. He's very anxious to get up there, isn't he? Salutes the judges. The crowd wishes him well, as do we all. Hope for a safe routine, and for his sake, a good one as well. Starting with a mixed grip. He's got the skills, he's just got to bring it when it matters. Release is high and good. Catches it at full stretch. Another one coming. Oh, just caught it. And believe it or not, with this one, just is better. Your arms at full stretch. He's working well. Chao Jianrong. Dismount could decide it. It's good. And he's letting this applause sink in. Upon Kantara. And now Singapore's Nadine Nathan. Quite haunting choice of music to start, and then a quick change of rhythm as she leaps across the floor. Difficult combination and just stumbles backwards out of it. Good double pirouette though. Well, she puts the twisting elements in a tumbling rose with great precision. She was the 4th highest qualifier with a 12.5. The difficulty is 4.8. That's highest of the women's floor routines. Oh, but you've got to get it. You've got to execute. So she certainly has the difficulty to maybe win it, but the execution was a bit low. A 12-6 for Chow Jun-rong on high bar. You can see the earlier scores, so it's difficult to know whether Chow Jun-rong has taken the lead. Albert Tristan Lopez of Philippines. Comes in courtesy of the 2 per nation rule. He actually had the 10th highest score. Malaysia and Vietnam both had gymnasts having to step out. Oh, I thought he had it. And he's landed where there's no double mat, so I thought he might have overextended his knees. That difficult Kovac, the back somersault over the bar. Coach just keeping an eye on time limit on remounting the high bar. Albert Lopez. Does he want to have another go at it, or just pick up where he left off? Oh, just touched the bar with his feet, so it's not happening quite as Lopez dreamt it might. Dismount now. That's better, and that's one of the better dismounts we've had through the first half of the field. He is number 4 of 8. Just not seeing these floor scores, unfortunately. Zheng Qian of Singapore. 5th highest qualifier. Hands down. That's unfortunate. Cleaner. Second time. She really went for difficult twisting last salto, and it didn't quite work out. And a 14.15 for Albert Lopez. Which I can be right with Chow Jun-rong only a 12.6. I'll just question that. Din Fong Tan. Same second competitor, up and away. Again, lovely amplitude on the release. Vietnamese gymnast across the board, very elegant. Leg lines give a great impression. Dismount. It's a solid one for Dinh Phuong Tran. Great smile from Cheng Chian. First of the Malaysian competitors on floor, Tan Eng Yue. He's the top qualifier, equal 12-6 with Farah and Abdul Hadi. Just fell slightly out of the double pirouette. Lovely amplitude on the leaps. Certainly connecting well with the music too. Very controlled, very skillful performance. Greets the judges with a big smile, proud of what she's done, and that may be a medal-winning performance. We'll see. She sort of gives a 50-50 sign to the coach, saying, I was all right, maybe I can do better. $13.05 for Dinh Phuong Tran. Question mark over what we saw for Albert Lopez's mark, Albert having fallen, of course. Anyway, Jeremiah Liu, Malaysia. His teammate Chow Jen Rong at 12-6. 13.05 for Dinh. Question mark over Lopez. And we didn't see the scores for Sun Tonta or Lee Tan Tung. Jeremiah Liu, can he work the crowd to his advantage? Equal top qualifier with Chow Jen Rong, 13-2. Nice little ginger over the bar. That's one of the early release moves. Been around a long time. Great rhythm, good speed about this routine. Here's the dismount. It means a lot to him, and he's absolutely stuck that landing. And finally turns to the judges after milking the crowd a little bit. So he can just hope now that might be good enough. Well, the crowd adores Farah Ann Abdul Hadi. She missed her chance for a medal on parallel bars when she was the favourite. She missed a catch. Can she make amends on floor? What a start. Multiple medalists 2 years ago in Singapore. Part of the gold medal winning team here a couple of days ago. Quite a bit of skin-coloured strapping around both thighs. She's carrying some concerns there. Gets the double back pike perfectly. No twist in it. Not the difficulty of some others, but did it as well as she possibly could. And you won't find a more expressive gymnast or one who enjoys the theatre of competition more. Farah Ann Abdul Hadi, absolute star in Malaysia. 7.55 for Jeremiah Liu. So it's I don't know what's going on with these scores. That cannot possibly be right. So nor can a 14 for Lopez when he fell. So that I'm afraid these on-screen scores just at the moment in the high bar, I have to put a big question mark over them. Makes it difficult for me to bring you the story of the competition, but on we go. We just enjoy instead the performances. Here's Feris Wiliodak from Indonesia. Just collapsed on landing when he looked to have it so well in control. Sometimes the gymnast himself won't know why something didn't work. They're doing a bit of a dance over here for Abdul Hadi.
Control.
I think that's just the joy of having done the best you can possibly do. Caitlin de Guzman. Gold medalist on uneven bars. She's made 3 finals. not sure how she pulled that up inside the area. She seems certain to cannon out past the 12-metre square. She has some serious talent. Guzman, third highest qualifier with a 12.55. But she's another competitor with a great sense of dance and manages to incorporate it into her routine so well, makes the most of what she's best at. Deck 13.85. Well, again, I'll just put a pause over our expectations on high bar. A couple of rogue scores in there. Anyway, we just have one competitor left, and it's this man, Tusanapan Wichanpradik of Thailand. This is his only final. He's qualified 6th. Oh dear. He fell the wrong way. Didn't make it to the vertical and then came back down on the wrong side of the bar, so his whole routine then is he's facing the wrong way to recommence. So occasionally you'll see a gymnast recover from that and improvise their way around the problem, but he'd lost too much momentum while thinking about it to Sanapan, and so he's to get up and restart. Coach urging him over, get this done quickly. Nice catch, Ev. Change of grip now for the dismount. And does a pretty good job with that too. Interesting to see the mats back together again underneath the bar, so they're very adjacent. Earlier in the high bar we had the mats further apart, and a competitor landed in the middle where there was less padding. Puzzled me, really. Maria Cristina Onofre of the Philippines, another who just loves competing. You see that joy in her performance, I'm sure. Double back pike somersaults from Onofre. Fell twice in the vault final, so can she make up for it here? Tumbling well. An effortless double pirouette. tucked. The end of the last row. How is that, she says. And a 13.4. What's a centre pan now? Again, you know, considering he came off, I don't think that's probably right. But so we'll just let that slide and wait for the results to be official. Likewise with the floor, we've not seen any scores to bring you. I think that Farah Abdul Hadi has got to be amongst the medals. It was a great routine, and she was overjoyed with how she went, not where she'd finished, because there were still competitors to come. And occasionally you'll see this, an athlete does their absolute best when it matters the most, and the emotion just floods out even before a result comes.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Anyway, that's that. That's the 5 finals. We've got medal presentations that will help confirm. 12.15 for an offer. Finally a score. Unfortunately, that graphic doesn't tell us where she's placed. Gathering around the Vietnamese competitors, Ly Tao Tung and Dinh Phuong Tan. As quickly as they can, they'll get organised. Here's the final. It was Farah Ann who took that. So Farah Ann Abdul Hadi, joy at home. It's going to be gold for Malaysia. And then De Guzman of the Philippines and Indonesia's Bifta Irfanalufthi. Singapore's Zeng Nathan and Zeng Qian 7th and 8th. No wonder Farah Ann was so happy. And there's a better looking score sheet for the men's high bar, and it is Vietnam first and second, Ly Tan Tung and Dinh Phuong Tan, and Jeremiah Liu of Malaysia gets the bronze, just ahead of his teammate Cha Jern Rong. Lopez at 11.15.
The victory ceremony will be held at around 1 o'clock. Thank you.
So at least we've been able to confirm those placings for you. That's good news. Hope you've enjoyed the competition of these 5 finals. On the second day of Apparatus finals, here's a little second look at some of the action from floor. Bifta Irfanalufthi. Consistent top performer at these Southeast Asian Games, as she was 2 years ago. Cirebon Kantara. Aggressive and skillful tumbling from Cirebon Kantara. And we saw Nadine Nathan. Chian, also of Singapore. Tan Ingue of Malaysia. Still slightly out of that spin. But a skilled twisting tumbler is Tan Ingue. And then an eventual gold medalist, Farah Ann Abdul Hadi. She hit every element in this routine, and she was overjoyed to have done it so well, and then had the joy of seeing that she went on to win it. Caitlin de Guzman and Maria Cristina Onofre finished it off. Action on the high bar began with Tukampon Surintonta. We had one of the favourites, Lee Tan Tung. Third highest qualifier. But Lee Tan Tung and Ding Phuong Tan for Vietnam would finish up with a 1-2. Even though it was Malaysia who were the higher qualifiers, Jeremiah Liu and Chow Jern Rong. Was Chow Jern Rong. He was really keyed up for a big one. Asked for some noise. He gave a good performance. It was only good enough, unfortunately, for fourth for him. I'm sure he had eyes on a higher prize. He had a couple of great releases in there. Needed to really nail the landing. There was only a small step on it. So it was a good routine. Top four though, not top three. Albert Lopez of Philippines. I'm not quite sure why the mats are apart there. They really should be together in my view. I guess he wants them out of the way so he can swing freely with his feet. So he's a taller gymnast. Perhaps that was why. Unfortunately though, when he missed his catch, he landed in the area between the mats. Dinh Phuong Tan. Great routine. It would be a great competition for Vietnam. A 1-2 finish for them. Maya Lu went up 6th. Got early into his first release. It's a good routine. Good enough indeed for 3rd. Then we had Ferris, one Williodak. Good finish from Krisanapan Wuchang Pradit. Medal presentations not too far away. That was Lu, who was 4th, Promeny 3rd. There we are. Competition in that would have been, there we go, the men's high bar final. Lu was 3rd, Chao Jun-rong 4th, behind the Indonesian pair of Tung and Tan. An earlier graphic was for the uneven bars, I believe. Here's the beam results. Tan Ingwe from Rifta Irfan Lutfi and Caitlin de Guzman. Very tight at the top there. Confirming the floor, and Abdul Hadi takes the gold from de Guzman of the Philippines and Indonesia's Rifta Irfan Lutfi. And Farah winning it by 0.3. And then Nathan Zhengqian of Singapore 7th and 8th. Onofre to the Pond, Philippines and Thailand 5th and 6th.
victory ceremony for men artistic gymnastics vault. Please welcome to the podium the medalists.
Gymnasts coming back into the arena for the medal presentation for the men's vault. It's been a very good day again.
Medal will be
For
presented by
gymnasts from
Mr.
Vietnam.
Wang Bin Giang, Vice President of Olympic Committee of Vietnam. Mascot and sizzling will be presented by Yang Berbahagia Datuk Marina Chin, Chief de Mission of Malaysia.
This is a great competition, the men's vault. And
Ladies and gentlemen, bronze medalists. Philippines, Kapelan Raylan Juson.
Capellan with vaults of 14.35 and 13.6. Taking the bronze medal. He was a gold medalist on floor.
Silver medalist, Indonesia, Agus Adi Prayoko.
Prayoko with a 14.65 with his first vault. Looked like he might challenge for the gold. 14.05 with his second. Good competition from him. Certainly is to claim the silver medal.
Ladies and gentlemen, gold medalist and SEA Games champion, Vietnam, Lê Thanh Tung.
Lê Thanh Tung was second to vault. He put together vaults of 14.4 and 14.5. Very consistent and very high quality vaulting.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 29 SEA Games medalists for men artistic
Congratulations to Lê Thanh Tung.
vault photo session.
His consistency and his quality rewarded with a gold medal for him and for Vietnam.
Congratulations to all
Also
medalists
to Indonesia's
and thank
Agus
you to our
Prayoko
VVIPs.
and Kapelan Raylan of the Philippines. Chinese 14.35 and 13.6. Likewise, Prayoko of Indonesia landing that particularly well. Two vaults in the 14s, but not quite as good as this man, Lee Tan Tung, 14.4 and 14.5. He won it 2 years ago, and he successfully defended in 2017.
victory ceremony for the men artistic gymnastics parallel bars. Please welcome to the podium the medalists.
This will be a sweet moment for Pham Phuoc Hong of Vietnam. 3 years ago, he won the bronze medal.
Medals will be presented by Ms. Nguyen Kim Lan, Vice President of Vietnam Gymnastics Federation. Mascot and seedling will be presented by Yang Bahagia Datuk Marina Chin, Chief de Mission of Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, bronze medalists. Thailand, Yamon Promani.
Yamon Promani with a 13.85, went up 7th. And tried to get a routine up around 14. And although it was a very good effort, he's finished with the bronze medal today. Very proud of that though too. Now the mascot right behind him,
Silver
applauding
medalist,
the effort.
Vietnam, Pham Phuc Heng.
Pham Phuc Hong, so backing up a bronze medal 4 years ago with silver today.
Ladies and gentlemen, gold medalist and SEA Games champion, Vietnam, Dinh Quang Thanh.
Dinh Quang Thanh. It's 2 games in a row. Gold medalist 2 years ago. So for Vietnam, we've got 2 men on the podium, the same 2 in consecutive games.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 29 SEA Games medalists for men artistic gymnastic parallel bars photo session.
Photo opportunity then for Dinh Quang Thanh, Pham Phuc Hong.
Congratulations to all
Yamon
medalists
Dominique,
and thank you to our
Vietnam and
VVIPs.
Thailand claiming the medals in the P-Bars competition. Very high standard set. The obligatory bite the metal, make sure it's real. I don't think anyone can actually tell by doing that. Come on, Promenade, bronze medalist, behind the 2 from Vietnam, Pham Phuc Hong. Also a good routine, but not quite as good as Dinh Quang Thanh. Strong games for Vietnam, and a win, and second also in the rings competition.
Gemuruh jiwa, semangat membara, dari puncak ingin ke angkasa. Berkalungkan bintang, berkelipan, menyala jauh dari yang biasa. Gemuruh jiwa, semangat membara, dari puncak ingin ke angkasa.
Tuan-tuan, puan-puan, hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, selamat datang ke upacara penyampaian pingat dan hadiah bagi acara gimnastik artistik. Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the men's artistic gymnastic apparatus horizontal bar. Please welcome the medalists.
Crowd loves the high bar competition, of course, for its danger and its athleticism, its skill. It's just spectacular to watch.
The medals will be presented by Mr. Bai Ba Hung, Deputy Director of Sports Department of Ho Chi Minh City. The mascot and seedling will be presented by Yang Amat Mulia Tengku Zatasha binti Sultan Sarafuddin Idris Shah. Ladies and gentlemen, bronze medalist Malaysia, Jeremiah Lu Pei Sing.
Well, Jeremiah Lu knew he'd done a good routine. He was able to channel the support of the crowd into lifting his performance.
Silver medalist Vietnam, Dinh Quang Tan.
Dinh Quang Tan. Silver to add to his gold on parallel bars. An outstanding day for Vietnam in men's artistic.
Ladies and gentlemen, gold medalist and SEA Games champion, Vietnam, Lee Tan Tung.
Lee Tan Tung went up early. He was the second competitor, and they couldn't catch him. Another 1-2 for Vietnam.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Vietnam. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 29 SEA Games medalists for the men's artistic gymnastic apparatus horizontal bar. Congratulations to the medalists, syabas dan tanya kepada para pemenang.
Lee Tan Tung also won the vault, of course, so that's 2 gold medals in a day. That's productive work. He wasn't in the parallel bars final, but Vietnam had a 1-2 finish in that anyway. This was Jeremiah Lu, who competed after the 2 men from Vietnam, hoping to challenge them with that performance. Almost did. Jin Fong Tan. Another great performance from him. So Vietnam have won all 3 finals today, and 2 of them have taken silver as well. Lee Tan Tung, best in the field on high bar.
Tuan-tuan, puan-puan, hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, selamat datang ke upacara penyampaian peringatan dan hadiah bagi acara gimnastik artistik. Ladies and gentlemen, the victory ceremony for the women's artistic gymnastic apparatus balance beam. Please welcome the medalists.
Back into the arena come the medalists for the women's beam. I was thinking beam, it's not easy to win if you go up first. So it can mean that go up first. You don't have the opportunity to see how the field is going. If multiple opponents fail,
The medals will be presented by
can go a
Ms.
little bit easier.
Ita Yuliati, Vice President, Indonesia Gymnastics.
Not push
The
yourself so
mascot
hard
and
if you don't
sibling
need as
will
much.
be presented by Yang
So going up
Berbahagia
early
Dato'
doesn't
Marina
favour
Chin,
the
Chef
beam, I
Division
think.
of Malaysia. Ladies and gentlemen, bronze medalist, Philippines, De Guzman Kathleen Seralian de la Cruz.
Caitlin de Guzman had an excellent program with these 29th Southeast Asian Games, having won the uneven bars. Our bronze medalist on beam. Two years ago,
Silver
the beam was
medalist,
dominated by Vietnam, who won
Malaysia,
gold and silver.
Tan In Yue.
And Tan In Yue did go up first, gave a very good performance, and has finished second. So she's done a tremendous job to claim the silver. Malaysia with a second and a first in the women's events today.
Ladies and gentlemen, gold medalist and SEA Games champion, Indonesia, Rifda Irfana Lutfi.
No, this is a special moment for Rifda Irfana Lutfi. She was a silver medalist on floor 2 years ago. She's picked up a silver and a bronze already on vault and uneven bars, and finally she's got the full set.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 29th SEA Games medalist for women's artistic gymnastics, Apparatus balance beam. Congratulations to the medalists, Syabas dan Tania, kepada para pemenang.
I think for Rifda Irfana Lutfi, it's a tribute to her persistence and consistency. Been around a while, chipping away at the Southeast Asian Games artistic gymnastics program, and finally the gold comes her way. We've got a draw full of silver and bronze medals and now gold. Caitlin de Guzman. And up third. Posted a 12-3. First competitor in the beam final, Tan Ingyue. Did set a good early benchmark. It wasn't good enough to stop Arifta Irfan Lutfi, who went in the middle of the field, up fourth. Just eclipsed those who went in front of it. In fact, all the medalists went in the front four. Fun presentation to come. That's for the women's floor.
Hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, selamat datang ke upacara penyampaian pingat dan hadiah bagi acara Gymnastik Artistik Wanita. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the victory ceremony for the Women's Artistic Gymnastic Apparatus Floor Exercise. Please welcome the medalists.
This presentation will send the local crowd delirious, I think, because Farah Abdul Hadi has successfully defended floor gold from 2 years ago.
The medals will be presented by Her Royal Highness Tengku Zatasha Sultan Sharafuddin Idris Shah. The mascot and seedling will be presented by Cynthia Carrion Norton, Chief de Mission of Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, bronze medalist, representing Indonesia, Rifda Irfana Lutfi.
Rifda Irfana Lutfi hasn't been able to keep that smile off her face. The medals keep coming. Extraordinarily, she's managed to pick up a medal in all 4 finals.
Representing Philippines, De Guzman, Caitlin Sarah Liam De La Cruz.
Caitlin De Guzman has been almost as consistent. Just failing to make the final of the vault. Otherwise, just about a match with the consistency.
Ladies and gentlemen, gold medalist and SEA Games champion, representing Malaysia, Farah N. binti Abdul Hadi.
Took up gymnastics at the age of 3. 20 years later, she collects another floor gold medal. And like 2 years ago, she was also part of the winning team. The disappointment of falling on uneven bars when she was the favourite, well and truly forgotten right now, as she collects another gold medal for Malaysia in artistic gymnastics. She's got endurance, she's got talent.
Please rise for the national anthem of Malaysia. For the women's artistic gymnastic apparatus floor exercise, a photo session.
Have you seen a bigger winning smile than that from Farah N. Abdul Hadi?
Congratulations to the medalists. Syabas dan tahniah diucapkan kepada para pemenang.
All 3 of these gymnasts have been so very consistent. Caitlin De Guzman and Rifda Irfana Lutfi, who was up first in the floor final. Farah Ann was 6th, and even before the last 2 gymnasts had competed, she knew she'd done something special. The tears flowed. All over the local papers, I think her image will be portrayed in the next day or 2. And here's why. Has had to endure a few moments of controversy in her career, most of it totally unfair. Rifta Irfanaluthi in the floor final, as I mentioned, was the first competitor. Set a high standard. And took her all the way to the podium to collect bronze. Rifta's achievement of medaling in all 4 women's apparatus finals, outstanding. Caitlin de Guzman almost as consistent. In the 3 finals that she did make, she was as consistent. But no one could take the day away from Farah Abdul Hadi. She was determined to make the last final a winning one. That completes the program for the artistic gymnastics. Next time we're back here, it'll be for the rhythmic, and I'm sure the competition will be just as enjoyable. I look forward to your company then.